Yeah, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to explain the IELTS reading section in a simple and practical way. If you are struggling to complete all three passages within 1 hour, then this video is for you. Now let's start with the structure of IELTS reading. In IELTS reading, you will get three long passages and total of 40 questions. You only have 60 minutes to complete the entire section. Before discussing the strategies, let's understand the different question types you may see in IELTS reading. Most common question types are multiple choice question, true false not given, yes no not given, matching headings, matching information, matching features, matching sentence ending, some other question type. Each question types are require a different approach. For example, in true false and not given questions, many students get confused between false and not given. In matching headings question, you need to identify the main idea of a paragraph. In sentence completion and summary completion question, you must carefully follow the word limit and pay attention to spelling. That is why learning the techniques for each question type is very important. Now let's talk about the passages. Generally, passage 1 is the easiest, passage 2 is moderately difficult, passage 3 is the most challenging. The difficulty increases based on the complex sentence structures, advanced vocabulary, and more complicated ideas. The passage can be about scientific research, history, technology, environment, psychology, business, or any other academic topic. So don't worry if you are unfamiliar with the topic. IELTS is testing your reading skills, not your knowledge of a subject. Now, many students ask, why is IELTS reading difficult? The answer is simple. IELTS reading is not just about reading English. It is about understanding the question, locating information quickly, managing your time effectively, and identifying paraphrased answers. Sometimes the reading test feels easy, and sometimes it feels very difficult because of the vocabulary and the complexity of passages. To score well, you need three things: basic reading comprehension, understanding the question clearly, knowing the technique to identify answer quickly. Remember, you have only 1 hour to complete all three passages. That's why time management is extremely important. A common strategy is passage 1 around 15 to 18 minutes, passage 2 around 20 to 22 minutes, passage 3 around 22 to 25 minutes. This is not a fixed rule, but it is a good target for most students. Many students prepare for months and still struggle to complete all three passages within 1 hour. That is completely normal because reading is a skill that develops gradually. Now let's discuss the two most important techniques in IELTS reading: skimming and scanning. What is skimming? Skimming means reading quickly to understand the overall meaning of a paragraph or passage. You do not need to understand every single word. What is scanning? Scanning means searching for specific keywords, names, dates, numbers, or important information related to the question. One common mistake students make is trying to understand every word in the passage. This is not necessary. Instead, skim the passage to understand the general meaning and scan for keywords to locate the answer quickly. Another very important concept in IELTS reading is paraphrasing. In IELTS, the question and the passage usually use different words but have the same meaning. For example, the question is who invited boxing? And in the passage, they give like boxing was first developed by John Smith. Here, the word invented has been replaced with developed. The meaning is similar, but the wording is different. Another example is the company increased its profits. In passage, they give like the organization experienced significant financial growth. Again, the words are different, but the meaning is the same. This is called paraphrasing. The IELTS use it everywhere. If you learn common synonyms and paraphrasing patterns, finding answers become much easier. Now let's share my personal experience. When I first started preparing for IELTS reading, I struggled a lot. In the beginning, it sometimes took me nearly 3 hours to complete all three passages. So, if you are currently taking 2 hours or 3 hours, don't worry. That is completely normal. One mistake many students make is trying to finish all three passages within 1 hour from the very beginning. Don't do that. First, focus on understanding the questions and finding the correct answers. Learn the techniques and build your accuracy. Once you once your accuracy improves, then start focusing on speed. There are many excellent IELTS reading videos available on YouTube. Watch them regularly, learn different strategies, and practice consistently. But there is one thing that is very even more important than practice: mistake analysis. After completing a reading test, don't just check your score. Ask yourself, why was my answer wrong? Which keyword did I miss? Did I misunderstand the question? Did I fall for a paraphrasing trap? Was it a vocabulary problem? By analyzing your mistakes, you will understand how IELTS creates tricky questions and you will avoid making the same mistakes in the future. Many people say you should practice a full reading test every day. Practice is important, but analyzing is equally important. In my opinion, one day you can complete a full reading test, and next day you can spend time analyzing your mistakes in detail. This approach often helps students improve much faster. Now, let me share a few additional tips. Always read the instructions carefully. If the question says no more than two words, write uh, three words will be marked wrong. Pay attention to spelling even if your answer is correct. A spelling mistake can cost you a mark. Learn common synonyms and paraphrasing pattern because IELTS use them frequently. Most Improve your reading habits by reading English newspapers, BBC articles, and scientific or research based articles. Don't panic when you see unfamiliar words. Focus on the overall meaning and continue reading. Practice regularly and track your progress every week. To conclude, IELTS reading is not impossible. It is a skill. In the beginning, it may seem difficult, but with the right techniques, regular practice, proper time management, and careful mistake analysis, you can gradually improve your speed, accuracy, and confidence. This is all about IELTS reading. Thank, thank you for watching this video.